Hi there everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and I'm a real estate agent here in Pittsburgh with RE/MAX 360 Realty, and today I'm going to be going through in a more in-depth and precise detail about the best neighborhoods in the North Hills. Every single day I am getting a ton of people reaching out, asking for my services to help them relocate to Pittsburgh. Give me a call and we will have a free consultation. Now that is 412-926-0806, or email me at the email below. I am more than thrilled to help people move to my favorite city that I know and love so well. So in order to get my help, you have to reach out today. Okay. Sorry, my dog, she loves to cause trouble. Okay, let's get into the video. Okay, so first I'm gonna start with Fox Chapel like I did in the other video. Fox Chapel is going to be northeast of Pittsburgh here. So this is gonna be downtown Pittsburgh right here. And this is the northeast portion where Fox Chapel is. It is very, very close to the Allegheny River, as you can see, right across the river from some other popular communities like Oakmont and Verona, which I would say is more east than it is north. So I will possibly cover those communities when I do an East Hills video, but Fox Chapel is one of the wealthiest communities in Pittsburgh. It has a median sales price of around $850,000. Yes, you heard that right. That is the median sales price in Fox Chapel. So it probably, between Swickley and Fox Chapel, those are probably the most expensive communities. The average house is gonna be a 4 to 5 bedroom and a 3 bath house. So as you can probably tell, there are a ton of really large houses and mansion type houses in Fox Chapel. You have a lot of attractions in Fox Chapel that are very attractive. You have a lot of green space, as you can see. You have a lot of parks. You have some trails. You have the Fox Chapel Golf Club, which is a fantastic wedding venue, by the way. And you are very close to the Waterworks Mall area, which I will zoom in here and show you. So there's just a ton of commerce, shops, there's hospitals, doctors' offices. Really anything you're gonna need is gonna be right along the river here at the Waterworks. So if we zoom out, we can see all the green space that is going to be north of Fox Chapel. Now this is gonna be the more rural area that if you didn't really wanna live in Fox Chapel, you could live in this more rural area and still have access to everything that Fox Chapel has to offer. Heartwood Acres is not too far north, and that is a very popular park and amphitheater and events venue. So that's just really nice to have everything super close to Fox Chapel. And if you go south, you are going to see that we have Lawrenceville, Highland Park, Stanton Heights, Morningside, Garfield, Bloomfield, East Liberty, Friendship. All of those places are going to be within a 15 to 20 minute drive across the river. And this is the hottest place in Pittsburgh. It has the most going on. It's just gonna be a great place to live in general if you can afford the price point. Now let's go over to O'Hara, which is really, it's part of Fox Chapel in its own right. Really, it's sort of part of Fox Chapel, but it has its own space and its own right. O'Hara is north of Sharpsburg, which also has a lot of things going on. It's actually known for its breweries. Dancing Gnome and Hitchhiker are situated there, and they're very popular breweries. O'Hara, I would say, is a more residential neighborhood than Fox Chapel in the sense where it doesn't have a ton of commerce going on, but as I said, the winding hills and the beautiful houses and the lower price point make it very, very attractive. It cradles Fox Chapel from underneath. As you can see, it's two split areas. So there's one on the east side and there's one on the west side. The east side is very close to Oakmont, Penn Hills, and Verona as well. You got Blawnox right there. So it's got the separate areas. I think the area closest to the river is gonna have more stuff going on commerce-wise, and the area west is going to have more houses. So let's move on to Aspinwall, which is south. And that's gonna be sandwiched in between Pittsburgh and Lawnox. So Aspinwall is a lot smaller than the other two. It's gonna have more affordable houses as well because it's an area that's as well developed. But as you can see, Aspinwall is all riverfront. So you may have some flooding issues in Aspinwall that I would look out for. It's gonna be in some floodplains. Parts of it are gonna be in some floodplain areas. So you may need flood insurance if you plan on living there on certain lots. But it is cheaper than O'Hara and Fox Chapel, and it's still in the Fox Chapel School District, which is fantastic. The Waterworks Mall is right there. It's got more commerce than some of the other communities there, and it has Sharpsburg pretty close by, and it's even closer to the area I was talking about before, this popular East Liberty area of Pittsburgh. So let's go back over to O'Hara. So the houses in O'Hara are going to have a median sales price of around $425,000. They're going to be 4 to 3 bedrooms and 2 baths on average. Aspinwall is going to have a median sales price of around $325,000, and it's going to have a 3 bedroom, 2 bath on average. So pretty good space in a lot of these houses, and a good affordability point the more south you get of Fox Chapel. So now I'm going to go over to Ross Township, which is really the main suburb of the North Hills. In my opinion, it's just got a lot going on. So let's click on this for the map tour. If you zoom in, you can see that another community that I've been talking about, Westview, is nestled inside there. Running through Ross Township is a big main drag, which is going to be McKnight Road right here. So all of your commerce is going to be on McKnight Road. All of it. Almost all of it. There is some on Babcock as well, but here you can see just all of the stuff going on. And then you can see all the little communities and roads that are behind McKnight, which makes up the bulk of Ross Township. There's actually even a section called McKnight here. The residential areas are more spread out than what you would see maybe in Aspinwall or a more urban landscape, but it has a really nice flow to it, as you can see. There's hospitals, there's grocery stores, there's car dealerships, there is just literally everything you can imagine on this road, and for a few miles that's really all it is. It's a heavy commerce and residential area. So really just a great place to live. You could go up north through McKnight Road, which will lead you into McCandless, which is the next community that I'm going to be talking about. McCandless is not super different from Ross Township. It's a literal square, as you can see. It's a little bit more spread out even than Ross Township, and a lot of North Park resides in McCandless, which is one of the best rated parks in Pittsburgh. It has miles and miles of green space. It has the ice rink, it has the golf course, it has trails, biking trails, hiking trails. It has a swimming pool. It has park space so that you can have get-togethers and community. It is absolutely fantastic there. I've been there many times, and it is always just such a fun place to be. If you're living in McCandless, or even if you're living in Hampton, that's gonna be one of the main attractions of that area. You do have McCandless Crossing in McCandless, which is gonna be the main shopping center besides the Ross Park Mall area. And so that is going to be right here, the McCandless Crossing area. So if we zoom in, you can just see all the things that are going on. You can have your Giant Eagle, your Target. Giant Eagle is the main supermarket in Pittsburgh. It has probably the most supermarket share here in Pittsburgh. It's very well known here. Going back to Ross Township, you are going to have median sales price in Ross Township is going to be around $350,000, and it's going to have a 3-bed and 2-bath average. McCandless is going to have around $400,000 of a median home sale price, It's gonna have 3 to 4 beds on average and 2 baths. So let's head on up past Wexford to Cranberry, which is going to be the only place in Butler County that I'm going to be talking about in this video. Any more north and you're sort of like losing the urban parts of the North Hills. So I'm kind of focusing more on areas that are closer to the city, and Cranberry is, honestly, it's a great place to live if you don't want to live too close to the city, but you also don't want to be too far from it. It has its own feel. Cranberry is kind of its own place. So you have really everything you need. You have your golf course. You have your shopping center right here, this big commerce center at the bottom of the Cranberry area. You have hotels. You're going to have your parks. You're going to have your green space. You're gonna really have everything you need here in Cranberry. The homes here are gonna be a little bit more expensive than Ross Township and McCandless. They're going to fall around a $425,000 median sales price with a 3 to 4 bedroom, 2 bath home on average. So really, as I stated before, it's a great area to live if you wanna just escape from, you know, the more urban parts of Pittsburgh. You still want to live close to the country. You want to kind of get away from all the craziness. You're not going to escape traffic much in Cranberry because it's got its own traffic problems. There's always a lot of construction going on that way. They're really building up the infrastructure up there. It's kind of become a refuge from the more urban parts, so it's still being worked on a lot, but it is definitely an area that attracts a lot of people that want to have that quiet country life but still live close to commerce areas and everything that they would need to live a happy and healthy life here in Pittsburgh. So let's move back over to the Shaler area of Pittsburgh, which is gonna be also Glenshaw. So I'm gonna click on that right there. Shaler and Glenshaw are the same thing. I believe Glenshaw is just the mailing code, the zip code, the mailing neighborhood community of Shaler, but it is still Shaler. I don't know why it doesn't say that on the map. Probably because it is the mailing code slash area. So as I stated in the other video, Shaler is going to be off of Route 8 North, which is the vein going up through Shaler. It's going to go up through the Allison Park Hampton area. It's going to be going up towards Bakerstown, and then it's going to be going up through Butler. Now, Shaler is a great place to live if you want to be close to the Ross Park Mall, but you don't want to live in Ross Township because it's a little bit out of your price range, but you still want to be close to Hartwood Acres, and you still want to be close to North Park, and you still want to live in a relatively affordable house, and you still want that sort of country feel, that spread out feel that Shaler is well known for, and you still want to be in a really good school district. Yeah, Shaler is gonna be your place. I have sold a lot of houses in Shaler, and all of my clients are super happy with living there. So it's a place that I highly recommend. Your median sales price there is going to be $325,000, but you're gonna be getting a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath with that on average. So yeah, highly recommend Shaler. Not sure there's much more to say about it. It does have its own section of commerce on Route 8 North. So then we're gonna go up to Allison Park, which is also Hampton's mailing community, mailing code, mailing district, but I don't understand why they're both on the map here. It's, I guess Shaler just doesn't count for a lot, so poor Shaler being left out like it is. But yeah, so Allison Park in Hampton, you're gonna have your own shops, your own commerce there. You're gonna have your own parks, your own golf clubs. All of these communities are gonna have their own thing going on. You're not really gonna need to go into the other communities for a lot of things because, you know, it's pretty well stacked where it is if you just wanna stay in one place. Although the North Hills has a lot to offer if you decide to move around it. And that's why it's so great. So let's zoom in. You have all of the great stuff right here on 8 North. You have your restaurants, you have your hair salons. My hair salon is in Hampton, actually. Salon U, highly recommend it for any of you looking for a salon in Pittsburgh that's fantastic. It has your Starbucks, it has a Giant Eagle, it has your Get-Go, which is one of our gas stations here. It has hospitals and doctor's offices. It has an Aldi, it has the CVS, it has the Chipotle, it has basically everything you could ever want. And the lay of the land in terms of housing here is going to be pretty spread out as well. Inventory in Hampton is definitely limited because there's less homes here than some of the other areas. But for a median sales price of $475,000, you can get a 3-bed, 2-bath home. We also have the Narcissi Winery that's going to be east of Hampton. I highly recommend that. It just goes to show you it's a rural enough area where they can have wineries. So really there's just a ton of stuff to do up here and a ton of stuff to see and a lot of stuff to enjoy. So now we're gonna go over to the west part of the North Hills near the Ohio River, which is really going to be the Ohio Valley area. Let's go over to Ben Avon, which is going to be close to areas like Avalon and Bellevue. It's going to be close to the north side, which is going to be right here. The north side is another urban area with a lot of things going on. One of the things that I really like about Ben Avon is that it is extremely woodsy. It's got a lot of hills, a lot of slopes and twists and turns, and it almost feels like a bit of a forest maze there. But it is definitely one of the most beautiful communities in Pittsburgh, in my opinion. If you really like living in a quiet, beautiful, peaceful, wooded area, Ben Avon is gonna be the place to be, although the inventory there is very, very, very low. There's very few houses that go for sale in Ben Avon. A lot of them are older houses. They're gonna be over 100 years old. They're gonna need a lot of work, and they're gonna be pretty big. So on average, you're gonna have a $425,000 median sales price with a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home, which is pretty good for the price. And you still have restaurants, you still have commerce going on, you still have schools, you have your Avonworth School District, which is gonna be one of the highest rated in Pittsburgh, and it's also gonna be one of the smallest, so your kids can get personalized attention whenever they attend the Avonworth School District. You're gonna be on a riverfront community, which, as I say, the riverfront communities always have the most potential. That's sort of where all the big things happen here in Pittsburgh, is along the river. So it's definitely a place to watch out for. There's not a ton of inventory again, but if you can snag a house there in Ben Avon, you're in a good place. And also, Ben Avon Heights is also home to the Shanapin Country Club, as you can see here, which is another nice wedding venue. I'm like obsessed with wedding venues. I absolutely love weddings. I've become a bit of a wedding freak lately. Maybe that's my self-projecting about how much I want to get married. But yeah, Avalon, Bellevue, Emsworth, all of these places are gonna be really up and coming in the next few years, so that's definitely a place I would keep your eye on if you want to live in the North Hills, but you're not very interested in the standard Ross Township or Shaler areas. Very up and coming, trust me on this one. You're gonna be really close to the Riverview Park also, which is a very popular park here in Pittsburgh, and you know, there's always still going to be green space, there's gonna be pools, there's going to be you know, an easy getaway to the countryside if you want, going with 279 North. So yeah, it's just a fantastic place to be. It is also close to Westview, which is the more urban area of the North Hills. So it's just a really prime place to be, in my opinion. Now let's move west to our last community in the North Hills, which is Swickley, and may also be the most wealthy community in Pittsburgh besides Fox Chapel. Swickley is also like Cranberry in a way. It's kind of also its own place. It has its own, has its own hospital, which is the Heritage Valley Swickley Hospital. There is the Heritage Valley Health System that is located basically just in Swickley and the Ohio Valley. Swickley is going to be home to a lot of mansions. It's going to be home to a lot of wealth. It's going to be home to a lot of hockey players and football players. I believe, weirdly enough, a lot of them live in Swickley. So it's a really nice, cute community in the North Hills of Pittsburgh. It's also kind of close to the West Airport area. So if you want to live close to the airport and you still want to live in a really nice community, but you don't want to live in the West Airport area, Swickley is a great place to be. Again, another riverfront community that is already pretty well established, and for good reason. There's also a possibility that parts of it are in a floodplain because it's not as high of an elevation as somewhere like Ben Avon. So definitely watch out for that when you buy certain homes along the river here. Swickley definitely has its own golf course. It's going to have its own green spaces. It has, I know their Edgeworth Country Club is somewhere up here. It is a wealthy community, but it also has everything that anybody could ever need. It's also got this street with really, really cute shops called Beaver Street. So everything that is like mom and pop shops and cute little shops and just independently owned businesses and commerce is gonna be here on this street. It's super, super, super lovely. It is reminiscent a bit of places in Shadyside or a little bit of Lawrenceville, but definitely less urban, and it's just like super cute, quaint, quiet, peaceful, adorable. What more can I say? It is a fantastic place to be, and it is a fantastic place to live. So if you can afford Swickley, I highly, highly recommend it. It's its own thing. It's beautiful. It's pretty wonderful. Your median sale price here is gonna be around $550,000 with 4 bedrooms and 2 baths in a home on average. And the one thing I have to say about Swickley is that although that is the median sale price, you can actually find homes for lower prices there, but the majority of the homes are gonna be in that $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 range, and there's gonna be, again, like a lot of mansions and a lot of very expensive homes there as well. The North Hills really does have 3 parts. It has this Swickley, West Ohio River, Ohio Valley part. It has the Ross Township, McCandless, and Wexford area. It's got the Cranberry area up north here near Butler, or in Butler. It's gonna have the more east side, which is gonna be Fox Chapel, O'Hara, and Aspinwall. You're gonna have the Shaler area, which is also a little bit more east, the Hampton area, which is northeast. It's gonna have that more rural area there. It's gonna have the North Park area, which is wildly popular, as I stated. So if you look, this is all of the North Hills. And all of it is very desirable for different reasons. And as I stated before in my last video, the traffic up here is much, much, much less than in the South Hills, which if you zoom in, you can see how much more dense it is down here. And yeah, the North Hills just has a better flow. So, and it's just laid out better because it's newer. So overall, North Hills, 10 out of 10, great place to live in Pittsburgh. Not too big, not too small, just right. So that concludes my map tour of the North Hills of Pittsburgh. If you have any questions about the North Hills, please contact me. If you are interested in potentially moving to the North Hills, please contact me. I consider myself an expert in the North Hills area. I am definitely a relocation expert, but I can't help you unless you reach out. 412-926-0806 is the phone number. You can always email me or DM me on Instagram. I am always looking forward to hearing from new clients who I so love to help because this is my passion. So again, thank you so much for watching this video, and everybody have a great week ahead, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.